Welcome to the course. In this course, I'm going to teach you about right now is PowerShell, introduction to PowerShell. So let's get started. But before that, what is PowerShell? Basically, PowerShell is object-oriented automation engine and a scripting language with interaction CLI shell designed to help IT propagation, configuration system, and automate administrative tasks. So let's open our PowerShell. How can we open a PowerShell? Simply go to the search menu bar, write PowerShell, and open it as run as administrator because we need some special access. It will ask for allow this. Yes, you might be confused that it's similar to the CMD and just for the comparison behavior, you can see both are almost similar. Both have the same style. So it is like a CMD, but it is an advanced version, and you get more control over your computer or over your basically. Let's start our first basic command to understand difference between them. Let's type ls and you can see it's showing us the unlimited files. So to overcome that, simply control C, but I think it stop itself. Where in this ls don't work, it's a Linux based command. We have to use sorry, we have to use dir command. As you can see, it's showing me the command dir and file's name, time and date. Where if you go back to the PowerShell, you can see there's a multiple information which I get from PowerShell. It's basically advanced, but you can see that. Let's go back to our start. Okay, Control C, clear the screen. So let's do the first command. Basically, one thing I want to tell you about that in PowerShell, you don't call the word command, you use the word commandlet. Commandlet is a lightweight command that is used in PowerShell, and they have a predefined function. For let's use the first one, we get time zone, and you can see that you will get your time zone, which is Islamabad, Karachi, Pakistan Standard Time. So as you can see that there's a get time zone, and one more thing I want to tell that if you can right click on it, you can change the property just like CMD. So yes, we're back to the our topic. So if you know that, as I can told you that we can use command prompt command in PowerShell, like for example, ls clear. So basically in this PowerShell, we usually call them alias, means these are mapped into the PowerShell. But where some other command like which we basically known as the commandlets, we use that. So the first task we're going to do, let's use command commands commandlets for PowerShell. It's time zone. You will get a time zone, get time, you will get, oh sorry, get date. You can see I got my date. One more thing, you can see that basically the PowerShell user non verb noun structure, means there should be a verb like this get, and there's a noun which means anything you want to perform, and get is basically what will perform the action. For now, you can set a time. Let's use that. Here, let's set time zone. You can set a time zone. Right now, we don't have to use this. So we enter, and you can see command let, which I want to say that basically we use the word command let instead of command. So what if you don't have a time to remember all this command? Simply write get command, enter, sorry, get command, enter, and this is all the command which can you use in commandlets, like commandlet, and like export file enable. There's one thing want to tell you like right now, just give me a minute. Yes, there's some alias. Alias are basically the CMD commands which are mapped to the PowerShell, and there are some functions like add, bit locker, key protector, and there are also some commandlet. Just give me a minute. Like this command import alias, import counter, import control C, CLS. Okay, we are going to use our basically official first command, which is basically let's create a file hello world out dot file. We have to use pipe for this purpose. Sorry, this is a pipe symbol out file C. Uh, Basically, I have to create this file in there. So whatever I will simply write a file with text dot txt test dash out dot txt. As you can see, the file is being created. How can we verify this? Simply write test out dot txt. The file is open. Hello world. So this is a little bit introduction related to PowerShell. So as you know that we have created a file, and then file test out.txt, and we used hello world, which is the text which is being written in my test.out file, and I used a pipe and copy that data in a file. So let's use another command, which is get, not command means commandlet. Sorry for mistake. Child item pipe select object and enter. You can see that it's showing me all the files which is being CLS, which is basically in present in my computer. But you might be thinking, then what is the difference between ls and this command? Actually, I haven't mentioned any option for it, but if I mention option like name, now this time it will only show me some name. You can see all I get is name, nothing else. Okay, clear the screen again. Now, for example, I want last two name or first two. What will I simply first to enter? You can see that it only shows me the first two, which is DD. And what if I want last two? I will simply write last two. Now it will show me the last two. You can see this last two name. Now let's create an file, which is basically this command get child and select object last two pipe. In this file, what I'm going to do is right now I'm getting a file and will copy this file data into another file using file out file name of the file, which is I'm going to write now something meaningful name like power.txt and enter. And you can see I have that as you can see that I have no error in my command writer. So that to verify this power.txt to open this file, you can see that you can see this I copied this data here. Now there's another benefit for PowerShell is that you can perform operation. For example, if you want to add two numbers, simply write 5 plus 6 is equal to 11. But can we do this in CMD? Let's try this. Obviously not, because CMD only uses command, where PowerShell give you extra control and it will use commands, commandlets, aliases, and operations and functions. So We can also declare some variables. Basic, it's a programming, so obviously we can declare variable, we can perform action, we can perform some task in it. Like for example, declare variable, simply write dollar sign, number one, number two, which is a name, and four or three. Now add them. To add them, we can use num. Remember one thing, you always have to use dollar sign, otherwise you will get error. For example, let's write num. You can see I have error. So to declare a variable, you always have to use a dollar sign. Number one plus number two. Now you can now you can get that I get answer four. So this was the purpose of our administrator PowerShell. So remember one thing, obviously it's a good thing that you can right now start and you can go for a professional level. And obviously I know this is a little bit concise video for this kind of tough topic, but obviously I will uh, show you uh, a file from which a reference book which can help you to get start, and the file is mentioned in the link which is given below. So you can use that file and you can make a practice or make yourself professional in PowerShell. Simply clear the screen and tata bye bye.